Hello there guys, it's Stephen here. It's Monday the 22nd of January. I've just literally walked in for work. I'm still wearing my coat, but Kevin De Bruyne has signed a new contract. That is worth a cheers, Kevin. Here's to you and to 2023. No, seriously though, I've got my coat and my tea down on the side now. This is absolutely huge news. Hello guys, how are you all doing? What a bit of news to come back from work to. I am buzzing that the best player in the league, and in my opinion, he is the most influential player in the league, the most talented, the most decisive player in the league, is now signed until 2023 for the best team in the league. This is huge news. This keeps off those praying wolves of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all those big clubs that are after him. They can now back off and know that Kevin De Bruyne is set to be a Manchester City star for a very, very long time. And he had this to say as well to City TV: "My intention has always been to stay here at Manchester City, where I felt at home from day one. Not only are we winning, we are playing great football. It's a pleasure to be part of it, and I'm really excited about what we can achieve in the coming years." Not just you, Kevin. I think we're all delighted that you're going to be here during your better years, during your best years, and in my opinion, he still hasn't reached his peak yet. So this is a great way to start off the week. A great footballer, following the likes of Fernandinho's contract extension as well. It's just great seeing these talisman, these stalwarts of our team commit their future to Manchester City Football Club. Anyway, guys, how are you all doing? I wanted to discuss Mr. Kevin De Bruyne before we get on to the likes of Fred and Laporte in the transfer target. How are you all doing today? Don't forget as well, if you want to get involved in my Patreon, be quick, because soon I'll be doing the first ever Patreon exclusive Q&A for the $10 tier people. Get involved, head over to patreon.com/Esteemed Company if you want to get involved in the Patreon only Q&As. If not, if you want to keep watching the videos and supporting this channel, that's all you need to do. Thanks very much guys for all your support as ever. But let's get on to the transfer target. I'm going to start with Fred, the wonderfully named Fred. Now, Di Marzio, the very infamously connected Italian journalist, a man who is in general pretty reliable, has come out and said today that City have almost concluded a deal with Shakhtar Donetsk to sign the 24-year-old midfielder between 30 million and 40 million euros. Instantly, that sounds like a very low fee. I'm not really sure if that's true in terms of the fee, but that's what the rumours are. Now, he didn't specify in his article whether that means sign him now and then we get him in the summer, or we sign him now in January. He did leave it open though, which suggests maybe it could be January. I think this interest in Fred is very, very real. There's too much smoke there for not to be a fire somewhere, a Fred-shaped fire burning. I think we're definitely in for him, and I think we're probably likely going to sign him. I don't want to commit everything given what we've seen with Alves and Sanchez, and we'll ignore the fact Sanchez has just gone somewhere else. But he looks very likely, doesn't he? He looks like he wants to be a Manchester City player. I know people have said that before in the past about other players, but he does look likely that he wants to be a City player, and he fits the profile of the kind of player that we sign at Manchester City. Youngish, hungry players ready to take the next step to the next level, and Fred fits that bill absolutely perfectly. The big question now just remains whether we're signing him now or kind of confirming the transfer and getting him before the World Cup in the summer. I think City are very wary about signing players in the summer, given the fact that it's a World Cup year. And signing players around the World Cup is exceptionally hard. Players aren't focused on their own personal careers. They're focused on performing for their countries. There's too much going on. The prices shift and fluctuate depending on the performances at the World Cup. And all the other clubs are alerted to these players' presence as well if they play well. It's just a minefield of variables, and there's too much going on. So I think City would be keen to nail his transfer down now. Whether that means he'll come in January or the summer, I don't know. But one thing's for certain is City would like to sign him now. At least confirm the transfer one way or another. I personally would love for Fred to come now in January. I think he'd be a nice little bit of a boost. He'd give Fernandinho some legs alongside him. He'd give him a bit of a rest every now and then. And he'd also be more ready for us in the summer. We wouldn't have to worry about the pre-season stuff. We could rest him as see fit, given the fact that you already had spent a few months training with Guardiola's style of play. We wouldn't have to embed him into our tactics in a short period of time after the World Cup and after his rest. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is that Di Marzio speculated price, 30 to 40 million euros. That's not a lot of money for a player that apparently were linked to for 45 million pounds only a week or two ago. Fred would be a great signing though, and fingers crossed there's more to this. I still think he will be a City player, just depends when. And if it happens, obviously, fingers crossed it will do. Let me know in the comments what you think of that potential signing. And that boy, Aymeric Laporte, is back on Manchester City's radar, allegedly. This comes from, and I'm going to get this name crackingly wrong, Ori Mora. He reported it on El Chingarito TV. I probably pronounced that awfully wrong. But basically, a journalist there has reported that City are set to pay the release clause of Laporte, which is about 50 million quid or something like that. 54.7 million pounds. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if this is true. But it's an odd one to resurface out of nowhere. It probably comes from the fact that Laporte gave some quotes the other day to the press saying that when City were linked to him, it was reassuring for him as a player to show how that big clubs do believe in his quality. It could just be loosely based off that. And now there's been some news today about apparently his camp denying that he's linked to City at all. It was apparently sources close to Laporte speaking to El Del Marque Bizkaia. Someone correct me on that pronunciation once again, but they were saying there's nothing in it all about the Manchester City thing. In general, I'm more inclined to think there's nothing in this. I would like Laporte. I tell a lie, actually. I don't really know Laporte's current form. I've researched a little bit. I kind of gone cold a little bit on Laporte after 18 months ago, City being spurned. At the time when we were linked to Laporte, I was really excited by that signing. I did a little bit of research on him, and he seemed to be a very intelligent, a very elegant, composed defender. A bit Stones-esque, I guess you can imagine, but a left-footed version. A decent height, a decent turn of pace. Not the fastest, but he seems to be the kind of player that would fit into our style really well. I really grew to the idea of him. Then after that, he just suddenly had a change of heart. Well, I shut off to him entirely. Now, having done a bit of research, apparently his form has faltered quite a bit since then, and he isn't the same highly rated prospect he was back then. Obviously, a lot can change in 18 months. It doesn't mean he's a bad player all of a sudden. It does mean he may have stalled a little bit. Now, whether City are willing to spend considerably more than they were going to spend initially to sign him, and his form is less than it was 18 months ago, well, there's some question marks immediately raised there. And given that City are apparently notoriously infamous for not going back towards players if they said no once, Cheeky and Guardiola do not like players that aren't committed, this would take a massive change of heart, given the fact that City apparently felt quite hard done by when Laporte kind of left them in the cold after months of him saying yes to City, months of negotiations that is, and apparently changed his mind. City weren't happy about that. So it'd take a lot of pride swallowing for this to actually happen. I'm not convinced there's anything in this. I think those sources close to him are probably well informed there. I don't think there's anything in this at all, but I wouldn't mind seeing him in a City shirt just for that money. I don't really know if it's going to happen or not. Anyway, guys, what do you make of these rumours? What do you make of De Bruyne signing a new contract? Would you love to see Fred come in January? And Laporte, is he a City quality player? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, subscribe, like this video, drop a comment, and I will see you next time. Hello there guys, it's Stephen here. Thanks for watching yet another Esteemed Company video. If you want to support this channel on Patreon, head over to patreon.com/Esteemed Company. There's loads of tiers there, including shout-outs, social follows, and a chance to be involved in the Patreon-only Q&A. You can even choose a subject as well if you want to delve a little further. Anyway guys, thanks very much for all your support. I appreciate you all loads, as you know. Thanks for watching all the videos, thanks for getting involved, and thanks for helping this channel be one step closer to being full-time. Thanks very much guys, and I'll see you next time.